Hey guys, how's it going? Today let's do an unboxing and overview of the Google Pixel 4. So the Google Pixel 4 came out originally in 2019 and I decided to get it even though I have a Google Pixel 4a for two main reasons. First reason is my Google Pixel 4a it's a nice phone and it's a really good phone for the price, right? Brand new, you can get it for 350 bucks. But when I was using it the past few months, I noticed that a lot of times the keyboard it misclicks or misfires whenever I type on the keyboard, and it makes it really kind of annoying to use. I think this might be just a problem with my Google Pixel 4a because I know other people have had good experiences with theirs. But for me, just the typing experience isn't that good because of this little bug in my phone. So that's why I wanted to replace it with something else. And the second reason is because you can find pretty much a brand new Google Pixel 4 on the internet right now for about 350 bucks, which is the same price as the 4a. Now there's pros and cons actually to the 4 versus the 4a. The 4 is not a strict upgrade over the 4a, even though the 4a is considered the budget device. Yeah, so we'll take a look at that comparison later. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I decided to get the Google Pixel 4, and then we can do a comparison between the two. But I think this will likely be replacing my 4a. So I got this phone from eBay. They have this adoptive phone program. It's the first time I've actually experienced it. But yeah, looks like every item guarantee, 30-day money-back returns, 100% satisfaction. So according to this adoptive phone program, I guess it's just a nice second-hand phone program right now. Anyways, the Pixel 4 I got with this is pretty much brand new, like new condition, basically, even though it's a second-hand phone. So yeah, this is the Google Pixel 4. Take a look at that later. First, just to show you what comes in the box of the adoptive phone. Not much, basically. So all you get is the SIM card removal tool. Then you get this sticker thing that says, "Yay, I adopted a phone from eBay." Okay, who cares? And then you have this cable here, which is a USB-A to USB-C cable. And then you have the adapter here, which is like, it's custom branded with adoptive phone, interestingly. So yeah, that's a US plug, obviously. So nothing really special there. That's all that comes into the box of the adoptive phone. And I guess that's just the bare essentials, which is fine because not like the Google Pixel 4 box comes with much more than that. Anyways, let's look at the phone itself. Alright, so this is the Google Pixel 4. So yeah, one thing you'll notice is that the Google Pixel 4 does not have any fingerprint sensor. So there's no fingerprint sensor compared to the Google Pixel 4a, which does have a fingerprint sensor on the back. So I think that's the first thing you'll notice. Otherwise, the size of the two phones are pretty much the same. Not much difference in size. The power button is pretty much around the same place. They're just different colored. I guess that's what Google likes to do, make the power buttons easy to spot. And then the volume rockers are both in the same place. They both use USB-C for charging, and they both have stereo speakers, so that's nice. And you have the SIM card slot right here for the Google Pixel 4, and then you have it slightly lower here on the Google Pixel 4a. That's where the SIM card slot for that one is. A notable difference, though, is that the Google Pixel 4a has a headphone jack, whereas the Google Pixel 4 does not. But I also want to take note that the Google Pixel 4 is IP68 water resistant, and the Google Pixel 4a is not. Of course, I don't think this is related to the headphone jack because you have lots of phones that are IP68 resistant with a headphone jack. But just saying that could be one thing, right, that maybe Google can say as an excuse, oh, this one doesn't have a headphone jack, but it's IP68 water resistant. This one has a headphone jack, it's not IP68 water resistant. Who knows, right? I'm sure you can make a phone with a headphone jack that's IP68 water resistant, but maybe that's just one of Google's excuses. I don't know. Also the cameras, this camera is just, so the main difference between the cameras is the Google Pixel 4a has just one camera, 12.2 megapixel f1.7 wide angle, whereas the Pixel 4 has two cameras. It has that same 12.2 megapixel f1.7 wide angle. So these two main cameras, the two wide angle cameras, are exactly the same. But the Google Pixel 4 has in addition 16 megapixel f2.4 50mm telephoto lens on top of that. So this has a 2x optical zoom. This one does not. So that's a major difference in the cameras. This has one extra lens, which is for telephoto. So that's one reason I upgraded, is because since my iPhone 12 mini, which is one of the main phones I use, that one has an ultra wide lens, but it does not have a telephoto. And then my Pixel 4a just has a regular lens. So I was kind of missing the telephoto, and I thought, okay, hey, for the same price, these two I can find online for pretty much the same price. So I'm just gonna get the 4 because this one has a telephoto on it. And the selfie camera is exactly the same. 8 megapixel, f2.0, 24 millimeter wide. That's pretty much exactly the same. Now, if you notice here, the display is a little bit different. So the Google Pixel 4a actually has a larger display, a 5.8 inch OLED display, whereas the Google Pixel 4 has a 5.7 inch OLED display. So it's slightly smaller. The reason you can see here is because the Google Pixel 4 has this little chin up here. So the 4a does not, right? The 4a is a full screen right here. There's no chin or anything. It has a cutout camera. Whereas the Google Pixel 4, no cutout camera because it has this upper chin right here, which actually makes it a little bit of a sore sight, I would say. Yeah, I would actually prefer to have a Google Pixel 4a design with the cutout camera, so you have the entire display that kind of looks like like a new iPhone, right? It doesn't have any chin of any kind, whereas the 4 has this upper lip, which is slightly unsightly, I would say. And then the processors are different. The 4a has a Snapdragon 730G, and the Pixel 4 has a slightly faster Snapdragon 855. And then this one, the Pixel 4a, actually comes with more storage space by default. It comes with 128 gigs of storage space, 6 gigs of RAM. Pixel 4 only comes with 64 gigs of storage space. You can upgrade, but the base is 64 gigs, whereas the Pixel 4a always comes with 128. And the Pixel 4 also has 6 gigs of RAM. So I guess that's one thing, even though I'm paying the same price for these two, those are the main differences, basically. I'm losing out on the headphone jack with the Pixel 4. I get a little bit less storage space. This one has 128, this one has 64. No micro SD card slot for either of them, right? So you can't really expand it. So if storage space is an issue, I'd say the Pixel 4a is a better buy. But the Pixel 4, I think what it makes up for is in having the telephoto lens. The build quality is slightly better, I think, because the Pixel 4a has this plastic shell, which I don't like as much, whereas the Pixel 4 here has more of like a glass shell, I think. It's kind of like glass, I think. Yeah, anyways, it feels better and a little bit heftier, a little bit more premium than the Pixel 4a does. And yeah, I mean, those are the pros and cons of both. They both run the same versions of Android. The Pixel 4 uses Face ID to unlock. Doesn't have any fingerprint sensor, just uses Face ID for unlocking, which is super fast. But since we're living in times where we have to wear a mask, might not actually be convenient to use that. So again, pros and cons of both. They both run the same version of Android, which is the latest, Android 11. They both have OLED displays. They're both around the same size, and both around the same price too. I'd say the major differences are the Pixel 4a has slightly better build quality, as I mentioned, has the IP68 water resistant, also has the telephoto lens, and I think a slightly faster processor, and that's about the main reasons, I would say. Google Pixel 4a, the benefits over the 4 is that it has a headphone jack, it has a fingerprint sensor, so that's actually very good in case you don't want to use Face ID, which actually is kind of annoying these days whenever we go outside. I think fingerprint sensor is actually better, and has 128 gigs of storage, which is more than that of the Pixel 4, double the amount of space for pretty much the same price. But yeah, I think those are the main differences between the two. Also, of course, the Pixel 4 has a bigger display, right? The entire screen is the display, whereas the 4a has a slightly unsightly upper lip to accommodate the selfie camera, whereas the selfie camera is a cutout camera on the Pixel 4a. I also want to mention that the Google Pixel 4 has a slightly higher refresh rate. It has a 90 Hz refresh rate, whereas the 4a just has a standard 60 Hz refresh rate. So if that matters to you, then that's an upgrade on the Pixel 4 as well, because maybe it does make a difference if you're playing like a lot of mobile games or something like that. yeah, those are the main differences between the two. They're both around the same price online right now, 350. I wouldn't say that one is necessarily better than the other. Like I said, they both have their pros and cons, so it's really up to you guys to decide which one you guys really want, right? I know the Pixel 4a is the newer one, but it was also kind of marketed as a budget device, whereas the Pixel 4 originally was a full price device, but now it's around the same price. But yeah, I wouldn't even say that the 4a is necessarily budget because there are some advantages it has over the Pixel 4. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Which one would you guys choose? Would you guys choose the Google Pixel 4, which is older, but has its advantages over the 4a? Or would you choose the 4a, which is originally a budget device, but also has a few more features over the Pixel 4 as well? I mean, there's no perfect better phone here. It's kind of just like, pick your preference, right? Anyways, guys, that's it. That's the Adopt a Phone program where I got the Pixel 4 for much cheaper than the original price. Pretty much the same price as the brand new Pixel 4a right now, which is positioned as a budget phone. I do think I will upgrade to the Pixel 4 though because I do want that telephoto camera. It's not my main music player, so I don't care about the loss of a headphone jack. I do feel like it's better build quality and everything. And yeah, I do appreciate the slightly fast processor because sometimes the Pixel 4a does lag a little bit for me. Especially with the keyboard, it's a little bit glitchy for me. So hopefully the Pixel 4a will fix that. But the things I will miss is, and I appreciate the extra IP68 water resistance too. The things I will miss is definitely the fingerprint sensor. That's the one I'll miss the most. Storage space, don't care all too much about that. Since I transfer a lot of my files over to my computer and I use Google Drive. But yeah, I think the fingerprint sensor is the thing I'll miss the most. If this one had a fingerprint sensor, I have no idea why Google did not put a fingerprint sensor here. That would be good. But yeah, that's it, guys. The Google Pixel 4 versus the 4a. Which one would you guys pick? And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.